Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Pisces. If Pisces is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. Hey, knock, knock, knock. And so, here we are again, Pisces. And our card tonight is the Four of Wands, which has to do with completion. Okay. Okay. I just like to twirl this around a bit so I can kind of take a look at what's going on. All right. Some really pretty imagery here tonight. And if you can hear anything in the background, it is Miss TT, one of your favorites. Our hairless kitty cat, and she's asleep on the couch. She's snoring away. Okay, so I want to look at, I'm just really transfixed by this one, and I want to start over here. So we have, it looks like two people, two. You can see their heads, their bodies, and they are kind of, it's like they're wrapped around what looks like maybe a tree, like the trunk of a tree, like they're maybe climbing it. I almost thought, are they cutting it down? If you've ever seen one of those long saws, where I'm from originally, there's a lot of logging industry. From Northern California, and so I grew up around somewhat for part of my childhood in the mountains, around a lot of logging type stuff, and they would have, competitions and things where two people would have these long saws, and they would compete to see who could cut a tree down the fastest, which honestly was always heartbreaking to me. I have such an affinity for trees that it just always, I always wanted to weep. It was awful for me now that I think about it. But anyways, yes, these were one of the, so I was looking at this, but then it seems like they're climbing it together. Okay, so I get the feeling here that through some of your work that you have been doing, you have kind of run into a problem. You've been making a lot of headway within your chosen career path, your whatever kind of job you may have. If you are not working, you are out of that part of your life, or you have other things that you do. This could be like a passion project, volunteer thing, something that, really any kind of project you have going on. I think that you've run into some kind of issue where you really do need to ask for some help to finish this task. Kind of oddly, the phrase, you found yourself in a bit of a pickle, kind of comes to mind. So I don't think it's something super serious, but it is trouble, right? There's something in the way. And I do see we have a heart right above this situation here. And I feel like there's a capacity for unification in this thing, a capacity for fondness kinship, love, amour, you know, something along those lines. So I think that, you know, this is one of those situations where you're going to have to kind of go out of your comfort zone, Pisces, and, you know, really be able to communicate with somebody about something that, you know, that you need help about. But I think that often for you, it's this thing where you rather just get it done yourself. Especially that most other things, okay, you're fine with asking for help. You're fine with asking, how do I do this? How do you do that? But when it's something that you are really good at, that you spend a lot of time with, then it can be kind of almost, you know, not a problem, but it feels like something, just a wall kind of there. You just you don't even want to communicate about it so much. You rather spend time researching it, trying to figure it out, troubleshooting. And I think that usually that works. But in this situation, I think definitely go for help. I also think that this is going to lead into a friendship, some kind of... Sorry, I'm looking to see where my cats are at. I hear movement in here. Some kind of, you know, bond emerging, or at least the possibility for that. Okay. And I think that this is, you know, this is a good thing. It's a good thing. Okay. Now, as we look at this, we're looking at it exactly the same, but let's kind of move on from what we were just talking about, and we move a little bit lower down where this kind of does look like a skull a little bit. More like an animal maybe, but nevertheless, I do think that there is a sense of drastic change coming. And I don't necessarily think this has to do exactly with you, but I think that you are kind of adjacent to the issue. And I think this could be like a friend or somebody in your family, okay? And I feel like, you know, maybe they have gone through some kind of crisis, some kind of loss of, you know, maybe the end of a marriage, a death, financial, whatever it is. Their life has changed quickly. And I feel that, you know, you're going to be called upon to be of assistance here. Okay. And interestingly, I look at, well, first, I mean, let's look at this. Look at this beautiful bird turned up, the same formation turned upside down. Gorgeous. It looks like, you know, some kind of hawk or like a phoenix, you know, rising from the ashes. And so I feel that with your support, your love, you know, you will be there for this person to help them, guide them through this situation. I also see kind of, it looks like underneath the wings here, a person kind of being sheltered. And so I feel that there, you know, there is a kind of, you will be a refuge for this person. And it will be something that really, you know, helps pull them through this thing. I also, you know, I think that there's going to be a lot of emotionality around this situation. You know, if they're actually like maybe going to come live with you, or if you are kind of like their, you know, moral support. Maybe you are helping by doing errands or whatever it is. I think that, you know, this is a place for you to really be of service where you can, you know, within reason. And something that I think you will find a lot of meaning yourself right? This will be a very healing experience for you as well. It will not always be easy, of course. I think that when it comes to things that become very close and very emotional, it can be hard for you, okay? And I understand that because I feel the same way. I always have like the best intentions, but when it gets into the nitty gritty, I don't know, you take on the emotions of others. There's a high level of empathy, or, as people kind of call being an empath or whatever. I think that, this is something that can really affect you. So it's important to practice those kind of, psychic hygiene things, physical, mental, self-care, sleeping enough, drinking enough water, eating well, whatever that looks like for you, intentional movement to your level of ability, and doing things that can help you decompress, keeping busy with stuff in your when you have a moment for that. Not always being busy, of course, but doing things, whatever you are drawn to. For me, it's like word puzzles. I like those, like words with friends type of things, or like the word searches, or stuff like that is helpful for me when I need something that it's the logical thinking, but it's it definitely it's not super involved. A little bit of problem solving. So anyways, let's see. We have up here, we have a smiley face, and then we have a sad face. So I think there is an amount of duality here. Okay. I think that, especially as this situation kind of comes into your orbit, or maybe it already is, there's a feeling of, feeling bad for this person, wanting to help. You know how rough life can be. And I think this is somebody that you care for. You don't want to see them going through this, okay? But I also see up here we have a large fish, and this is in that emotional and spiritual realm up here, and right next to the smiley face. So I do feel that there is a great happiness here. And I think that, through the first situation we were talking about, asking somebody for help, working in partnership with somebody, having somebody's input, and then maybe having a deeper and developing friendship through that communication. I think that this really kind of adds to your confidence, your emotions are kind of fed in a positive way. There's kind of, it's always nice when you have like a pleasant experience with somebody who is into the same things that you're into, and you can figure out like how to do something, and the experience of learning is enjoyable. I mean, not a lot of other things are that, in my opinion anyways, are like that nice. I mean, it really touches on all of those kinds of happy places, right? So yeah, I think that there's, I also do think with this big of a fish that you're continuing to work towards a larger goal. And I do think that there is really a monetary component to this, that there is money there, and it is coming in, or it will be coming in. Okay. And it's relative to all of us. What is a lot of money, of course, but I think the big deal here is figuring out how are you going to optimize the resources that you have. So, be mindful of that. I think, you're looking for a sense of stability, as we all are. So if you are able to put some of that stuff away, put some of that money away, squirrel it away. Okay. And then we have a cardinal right here. Oops, there we go. And we have a cardinal who's sitting kind of looking out. And I kind of believe that this person that you are helping that is in crisis, I wonder if this is like a family member, or at least somebody who is known to your family, because when we see the cardinal, it is a symbol to me, and I think generally to a lot of people, as far as symbolism goes, a symbol of somebody who has passed, who is a loved one, who is coming to visit you, to bring you a message, or to just remind you that they love you and they are ever present in your life. So I do think that this visitation has to do with your helping this person. And I think this is kind of a real nod to your fortune being tied to you being of service to others, you sharing your good fortune with others. Now, do I mean giving people money? No, absolutely not. Okay, don't advocate for that. But that's all up to you. But I do think that giving somebody some support, kind words, attention, listening to them, helping them move or figure things out, letting them stay if you can, or if you are willing, or whatever whatever you're comfortable with. I do think that these kinds of acts of love, support, service to our families, our direct small communities, our friends groups, and so on. These do open up channels of, good luck, the universe smiling upon you, creating a space to receive fortune and, blessings. Maybe even miracles. Of course, it does not, these things do not only rely on you helping others, but I'm a superstitious person. I really do believe that goodwill gets you a long way in life. Okay. I just do. You cannot change my mind. Okay. So we have, it looks like a person who is kind of walking, maybe like a little bird next to them. I immediately get this image of somebody in like winter clothing, like a warm cloak or something, kind of walking through a wooded, snowy area. And I just feel like maybe you are quite literally a wintry person. You just really enjoy maybe colder months ahead in the Northern Hemisphere. I'm not forgetting about you lovely people from the Southern Hemisphere. I know you are going into summer. I know it. And you all are going to be enjoying the heat like you love. But some of us in the north, we're going into winter and it's getting cold. So anyhow, I think that, I can just imagine kind of going out there, taking a little stroll, your breath is, like steam, and just that, well, if you live in, you have to kind of live in like a snowy area. I do. See, this is me. I'm just like, I'm waiting for it now. But there's something about the quietness of like the morning on a snowy day, and it's cold and crisp, and you know, the moisture is out of the air. It just, it does something for the soul. You know, it feels very clean in that world. And so, you know, I just feel like a very renewed energy, okay? Really feeling motivated to continue on. Feeling strong and, you know, devoted to your way, okay? And so I think, you know, these are all good things. This is all nice stuff. And hopefully, really, you know, the first thing we were talking about, you trying to figure out whatever it is that is kind of glitchy, or whatever kind of blockage you have in the thing that you're working on, meeting this new person, or, you know, having, working with somebody at work that you haven't before, or whatever it is, will lead you to further order, being able to complete your task. That's going to feel nice, I think. You know, that will feel, tie it up with a neat little bow. All right. So we have the lightness of being affirmation cards, and we're going to take a look at those. I'll just go ahead and see how this last little message relates to the reading. I'm just going to go ahead and just go through. Okay. You know what? I'm not doing this one. I'm sorry. I just did this on like 2 other readings. I refuse. Let's do this one and another one. We'll do both of them. How about that? Okay. Changing the rules here. Okay, so the first one is universal love, trust. Enjoy the eternal spring in your open heart. Boundless love blooms. Okay, I think that you know, that makes sense to this turn towards companionship, working with somebody, you know, finding a kindred soul, establishing maybe a deeper friendship, but also having an open heart to help others. And I think this really is another act of that universal and cosmic love. Okay, so we have divine will, harmony. Meditate upon your sphere of radiance and let light permeate your mind. Yeah, I think that's nice as well. I think both of these things, do them both. Meditate on your sphere. Whatever, maybe you can use whatever chakra you're feeling most aligned with right now. You know, and I think really just, you know, letting that light in, enjoying and basking in that love that is coming to be. Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. If you'd be so kind as to like the video, it helps us get into the algorithm and grow the channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please think about doing so. Other than that, what was the I cut off part of my little thing. Other than that, if you want to leave a comment, please, you know, I read all of them. I reply to all of them. I am catching up on all the birthday wishes, so it is a little behind, but I am working. We had a wonderful blessing today. Our daughter started school, and I was so scared, and I thought she would, you know, have a hard time, and it was little tears and stuff, but it went so well. And I have to share it with somebody. You know, I told a couple family members, but I'm just so excited. It's so amazing to watch our kids grow up. I mean, they're such, I could cry right now. They're such beings of wonder. I mean, I feel like I don't even need to search for mysteries in life like I used to. I really don't. Although I still, I still have that urge to continue to, read and search and commune with the divine and all these things. But I look at my kid and I see this intensifying consciousness and things that she's figuring out about life. And it's just that divine spark. I mean, I don't know. I feel internally blessed to be able to witness it. And it's not just our own kids. We see this, and now I see it in all the children that the young adults in my family, or in our friends group. Well, the people that we have chosen to be kind of family. I call people my family. They're people we've chosen. They are family. And I just see these amazing beings. People are so hard on the younger generations, I think. But, I, on the other hand, am an eternal optimist. And I look at these kids, these young adults, and I see people who are infinitely more creative than we were or are. They are, they have just beautiful perception, ideas about life. I could have never, I was, 30 years old before I was even thinking about things that they are, and it's, so I don't know. I just think it's so important that we foster the love, joy, creativity, give space, give the tools that we can, the materials that we can to, really, really support, again, that wonder, that awe, that ability to look into all of this chaos, and find things, that we just don't even see. We just don't see. They see the world so differently than we do. And it's a wonder. It truly is. So anyways, I thank you so much for spending this time with me again. I just drifting along here tonight. All right. Lots of love, and we will talk in just a few days.